welcome to my channel. My name's Angela and this is Devon Thread Tales. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be doing my very first Friday sews. Now I have just previously recorded this, or the first little bit of it, and I went, this is my very first hashtag Friday sews, and then realised, actually that sounds really sad. It's just Friday sews, that's fine. I don't have to put the hashtag in because my children will kill me. So I decided I was going to do this. I put a bit of a plan together of all the different YouTube videos I was going to do, and a Friday sews was something that I wanted to get involved in. And I failed at the first hurdle because I was going to do one last week, but decided I'd already put 2 YouTube videos out, and 3 videos in 1 week was just way too much for all of you lovely people to bear. So I am doing my first one today. And I'm really nervous. I know it sounds really silly. I'm only doing what I normally do and chatting away to you guys in the camera, or to myself, or to my dogs that are curled up in the corner. But I just feel a little bit like, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to talk about? But I do have something that I want to share with you. I would like to talk to you about my trip to the knitting and stitching show that I went to on the weekend with the lovely Helen, who is Stitch Rip Repeat on Instagram and YouTube. And we went to Ali Pali. Met loads of people, just had an amazing time, and I thought what better way to start my Friday sews than to share my experience of that. So it's still all very sewing related. I'm not going to sort of divert from that if I can help it, and if I do, tell me off in the comments, it's fine. But before I start, what I will say is what I'm wearing. Now I'm not sure, but I don't think I have ever shared this make with you. But I might be wrong, so if I have, then I'm sorry. But this is actually a collaboration that I was going to do with Karen. Karen and I were going to do the Friday Pattern Company. Oh, I got a bit confused then because I was thinking Friday Sews. No, Friday Pattern Company Wilder Gown. Now, the Wilder Gown is not something that I'm really very keen on. It's just not sort of my thing, if I'm absolutely honest. But we decided we were going to have a go at it, and I thought, well, I can do the top, and Karen was going to do the dress, so that was absolutely fine. Now, Karen was a very good girl, and this is Karen from So Little Time. Karen was a very good girl, and she did all her videos for her collaboration video, and I didn't. I was very naughty, so the video never came out, and I feel absolutely awful about it, but she's forgiven me, so it's fine. She made a beautiful, really long navy blue and white spotty version of the dress, and it looked absolutely gorgeous. But the dress for me is just too much, and I know we've talked about flounce and frills and gathers and things on my videos before, and they're just not my thing. And I was getting dressed this morning, and over the weekend while I was at the knitting and stitching show, I saw the really lovely Sew Sarah Style, and I hope that I've got her name right. I mean, she's called Sarah, but I think her channel and her Instagram is Sew Sarah Style. If I've got it wrong, I'll put it on this thing, and if I have got it wrong, I'm really sorry, Sarah. But she was wearing the Wilder gown. She had it on with a belt around it, and she just looked amazing. She looked absolutely fantastic in this gorgeous green fabric, which I want to say was possibly a Fabric Godmother fabric. She just looks stunning. And when I was going through my cupboard this morning, I thought, oh, maybe I'll try that and put that on, because it's not something that I ever go for, because it really isn't me, but I quite like it. I quite like the colour of the fabric. It's navy blue with these bright cerise sort of flowers on, and yeah, I'm quite okay with it. I'm a bit warm, and I think that's because it's kind of coming up to my neck. It's not overly hot here today, but I have been rushing around, so maybe it's just that. Maybe if I was sat in the office at work, I would be okay with it. But yeah, where I've been running around a bit this morning, it's not great. And I've just got that on with a pair of ready-to-wear jeans. So yeah, so I'm quite happy with this outfit. Right, I really want to try and keep this to under 20 minutes. So let's go. The show. So Helen and I went up on the train on Friday. We stayed in a hotel. I met my lovely daughter. I know I've already spoken about that in a previous video. As I'm going to be talking about this, I'll put photos up on the screen. So on the Saturday, we got up and went to the show, and it was just absolutely fantastic. We met so many people. We bumped into people who we haven't met before, who just came up and spoke to us, which was really lovely. We saw other YouTubers and Instagrammers that we recognised and sort of had chats with them. And then we also saw lots of the contestants from the Sewing Bee, and that was just absolutely amazing. The show itself, if you've not been to anything like this before, it's normally held in a large building, and the knitting and stitching ordinarily is the Alexandra Palace in London, and there's lots of exhibitors there. So there's exhibitions of different artwork in terms of stitching and knitting and crocheting and all that kind of thing, and then there are retailers who are obviously selling their wares. and mostly it is either fabric or haberdashery, things that are closely related to sewing. So it might be sewing lights, or it might be storage or desks or sewing machines, sewing patterns, all sorts of things. But there were a few other little bits and pieces there as well, and there were some charity stores. So there was an NHS awareness sort of charity store. There was also a clothing store. I'm probably forgetting lots, but there were lots and lots of different ones. I want to say I felt like this year there wasn't as much in the way of fabric as there had been in previous years. There were still lots, but I felt like there was more last year. Whether that's just in my head, I don't know. I didn't get to see everybody that I wanted to see, but I think that was just, it was so incredibly busy, and it was absolutely packed. I think Saturday is probably the busiest day to go because it's the weekend, isn't it? So we met up with some lovely, lovely ladies who I'm sure you'll recognise from on the screen, and we just kept bumping into them, meeting up with them, and it was just really lovely. And then later in the evening we actually went out and had some pizza and that was great. We all had a yap and a chat and put the worlds to rights and all that kind of thing, so it was great. During the day there was the Boys Sew Too movement, I don't know if that's what they call it, Boys Sew Too exhibit on the catwalk. So I took some photos of some of the Boys Sew Too, and it was really interesting actually, because one of the gentlemen was saying that, you know, it's great that we're trying to raise awareness that, you know, men can sew as well, and that's absolutely brilliant, but everybody's sort of talking about having size inclusive ranges for females and the female body form, but actually a couple of the gentlemen were saying that they really struggle to find patterns that fit them, and that they've had to really adjust things and learn how to make things fit for themselves. So I think it's really interesting that, you know, as sewers, I haven't thought of that before. Maybe you guys have, but actually, yeah, we're trying to make everything size inclusive from the smallest range up to the largest range, but actually we need to be accommodating that for the men too. So yeah, it was quite interesting, and it was very fun seeing them do the catwalk. Really, really fun. Some of their outfits were absolutely outrageous and just wonderful. So on to purchases. So I will say I went with the intention of not getting much. I didn't go with a budget, and I think that was my biggest mistake. I should have gone with a budget and I would have stuck to it, but I didn't, and I did go a little bit mad. And later in the evening, and I don't mean to be a bit doom and gloom, and you shouldn't regret things, I know, but later in the evening I kind of totted up what I'd got, and I actually felt a little bit sick and thought, oh my gosh, I hadn't really realised that I'd bought quite as much as I had. I think I just got kind of swept up in everything. Oh, I just have a look at that and look at this and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so I am hereby going to do a little pledge of, I solemnly swear that between now and Christmas I will not buy any more patterns or any more fabric or any other sewing related paraphernalia unless it is haberdashery, like a zip or buttons or thread. And I think that's quite fair enough that I can get the haberdashery in case I need to finish a garment. But yes, I really have to have a bit of a stern word with myself, because enough's enough, and I've got quite a big stash as it is, so I'm going to be trying to make my way through all of that. So we get in there. Helen and I decided to go for a bronze VIP ticket, so that meant we could stop and have tea at any point during the day, and it was just lovely. It was a sort of slightly more private area. There were different ranges of VIP tickets that you could get. We just went for the bronze because we were just interested in having a cup of tea. Helen and I are big tea drinkers and we're constantly wanting to sit down. She's got sore hips, I've got my sore foot, so there was lots of points during the day where we just thought we don't want to be fighting trying to find a seat, and it was just lovely that we could do that. And then in the afternoon we actually had an afternoon tea, and it was just lovely. It was so nice. So yeah, we really enjoyed that, and it was a big bonus. A couple of people have asked me if they thought it was worth the money to get the VIP ticket. And just for those reasons alone, that you could just go and tuck yourself away and sit down, I would say yes, it was. I wouldn't pay any more than what we did, but yeah, it was really great. So when we first went in, I don't know whether it's because we had a VIP ticket or not, I think it possibly was, but we got a little goodie bag, and there was a little bit of information in there. There was there was a tote bag, and I've put that over the other side of the room, but it's just a tote bag which says VIP and Knitting and Stitching Show. And inside there was a miniature Prim rotary cutter, which I just thought was just the sweetest thing. What a nice touch to have a couple of gifts. So that's really lovely, and I think that I'll be using that because I've only got one rotary cutter and it's the large size, and I definitely sometimes struggle to get into those little places, so that's going to be really, really useful. It also came with a little hand cream by Lily Handguard. And I can't see what the flavour is, or not flavour, you know what I mean. Yeah, you know what I mean. Smell. Perfume is, but a little hand cream. So that was a really, again, really nice touch to have that in there. And also, I think this must have come in there as well, because I hadn't seen this, and whilst I was emptying out the bag ready to talk to you guys, I found this in the bottom of my bag. So I think this must have been there in as well. And it's a little label from Little Rosy Cheeks, and it is I made this. And I think that, I don't know if that will come up or not, but I think that is absolutely lovely. So really nice touch that we got some lovely goodies in the VIP bag. So that was great. So I'm going to do this in no particular order of how I purchased them. I'm going to try and do it in groups. So the first thing is more of a haberdashery item, and that was some labels, again from Little Rosy Cheeks. Went over to her store. Oh, she's just lovely, isn't she? I absolutely love her, and she's so friendly, and her labels are absolutely great. So I bought 3 packets because there was a deal. It was a certain price for 1, certain price for 3 packets, and a certain price for 5. And I was umming and ahhing between a few of the others, and I thought, no, I'm just going to get 3. So I bought these 3, and I'll show you up close. So I bought Life is Colourful. Hopefully that's coming up in the screen. If it's not, I'll put pictures up. Life is Colourful. I really like that, and I'm just really loving colour at the moment. Sorry if you can hear my my dog running around. Her claws are tippy tapping on the tripod and on the floor. So yeah, so I've got Life is Colourful. I really am loving just colour at the moment, and bright, and it just makes you happy, doesn't it? So I thought that was very apt for me. I really liked this label because I thought it's always nice to have a little sentiment in your clothes when you're putting them on. This says, today is a good day, and I love the colours of it. A nice bright turquoise and lime green. I just think that's really lovely. And then the last one was a dual label, so it has something on each side. It just says made with love, and it's either in pink or in a turquoisey blue colour. So absolutely lovely, and I'm really getting into labels and making sure that I put labels in lots of my clothes that I make from now on. So I'm really enjoying that. So the next bit is going to be patterns, and again, this is not in any order of how I bought them. But while we were up there, I know that Cara, who is So Mad, is now an ambassador for sewing at Maison Fauve, and she absolutely loves their fabrics, their patterns, their haberdashery, etc. And so she should, because they are absolutely beautiful. It's a French company, and they sell their patterns. They do PDFs, but they also have these patterns like this, and even just the pattern casing and everything is just absolutely lovely. It has a really nice feel to it. If you're a tactile person, it's a lovely thing to have. Now I'm a little bit on the fence with whether I have PDF or paper, but when I'm out and about, and if I see a pattern, I will just buy it as opposed to getting the PDF. It's normally when I'm at home, if I've got a choice between PDF and paper, then I will go for the PDF, strangely. So the 2 ladies in the store were wearing this dress, which I want to say is called the Soliflor. If I've got that wrong, I'm really sorry, and I'm sure Cara will put me right, but I think it's called the Soliflor dress. Now, they both had this dress on, and I loved it kind of from there down. It's got this really beautiful, if you can see that on there, sort of button detail that comes down sort of just below the neck, and a stand-up collar, and it looks lovely. And you can actually make it with if I show you the line drawings, you can make it with just a round neck rather than the stand-up collar. And I love the look of the dress kind of from there down, but I wasn't sure about the collar. And then I thought, well, I guess I could make it in the round neck. And they looked lovely. They looked so nice. Then Cara turned up, and then that was a game changer. I mean, her timing was so precise. It was great. But she had this on with her collar turned down. Now, if I can put a picture of her, I'm sure she won't mind, but if I can put a picture of her in with her collar looking like that, I'll put it in here. But I was just like that. Oh, I'd wear that. I'd wear that. Is that the same dress? Because it looked completely different and I absolutely loved it. So I was like, right, I'm just going to buy that. So that was my first pattern and I absolutely love it and I cannot wait to have a little go at that. You can see from the line drawings, it's actually a very, very straight dress. And then it's just brought in by a belt or a tie belt. So yes, so that was my first purchase. And then they gave you a label that says Femme Fauve. So that's really lovely, a really lovely touch that they gave those away with each of their purchases. During the day, we went to the Tilly and the Buttons store, or we actually were heading on over to have a little look, and Tilly was there, so you kind of want to have a little cheeky, oh, hello. It's always nice to say hello to her. But as we're walking past, I was sort of like scanning the samples rack, and I went, that's a new pattern. And it was this gorgeous jacket, and it's just a denim jacket, and I have got denim jacket patterns already. Anyway, I decided to get it. But this was the sample that they had in, and it is their new, is it Sunny? Yes, Sunny jacket pattern. And I just really liked it. And I've been saying to Helen all of the day, I really want to get myself I want to make a shacket, which is like a shirt / jacket. Now I know this isn't really that, but I feel like it's kind of loose enough and casual enough, and the version that was like this, I feel like that was, you know, you could wear that almost in the house. It doesn't have to be a jacket that you wear out, and it was just lovely. And Tilly had it on in a darker denim than this, with this beautiful sort of collar. Now, I don't think this collar is something that I would wear. Oh my gosh, Tilly looked amazing in it. She looked absolutely stunning. I mean, she always looks stunning anyway, doesn't she? Let's face it. But she looked absolutely lovely, and it was just really nice. Again, I still don't know if that collar is me, but I do really like this version, and I want to have a little go at making that. So that was the second pattern I bought. Oh, and just to say, with that one, while we were at the show, we bought that for the price that the pattern was being sold for, but then you could pay an extra, I think it was £2 or £2.50, and they have sent me the PDF of the lining pattern so that you can actually have this as a line jacket. So it's a very simple jacket to make without lining, or then you can line it. So I'm gonna have a little look at both of those and see what I'm thinking. Right, on to Sew Over It. Now, it's very difficult to show you these, so I'm going to have to put pictures up on the screen, but I have bought 2 Sew Over It patterns. Now, I bought these, I was going to buy one, and then they said they had a deal on. Oh, okay, I'll just get the deal. So I have bought the Portia dress. Now, this is a new dress. They have had some sneak peeks out. I'm pretty sure by the time this video has gone out, it will be out for everybody to sort of see, but they were obviously sort of promoting it at their show, and it's this really gorgeous sort of twist style dress. Now, I don't know if you've seen the Sew Over It Estelle dress where it's got like a tie on the side. It's almost like the sister version of this. So instead of having a tie on the side, it's got this sort of knot in the middle, and it's a jersey style dress, long sleeves, which come to a sort of bracelet length with a lovely elasticated wrist detail. And Rosie, who is now the new owner of Sew Over It, she had it on in black, and which was my thing. I was just like, yeah, I would wear that totally 100%. She looked absolutely lovely, and she had on the version with the long sleeve. Alma, on the other hand, she had on a bright baby pink and a fuchsia pink tied together, and she just chopped off the sleeves and had it so that it was sleeveless and just sort of hemmed where the sleeves would ordinarily come. Oh my gosh, she just looked flipping amazing. And I was like, I really love that. I just love it. I wouldn't wear it because I don't think I'd be brave enough to wear that sort of bright pink. But if you've seen Alma, she just wears the most incredible clothes, and she always looks absolutely stunning. So I was inspired by it. I don't think I'd be brave enough to wear it, but it's made me want to buy the pattern. So I bought the pattern, which is this one, which I can't show you, pictures on screen. And then when they said there was a deal, I had been toying with the idea of the viola dress. I'm not sure how to say it, but I think it's viola dress. And I had seen this and had been umming and ahhing about it, but I have got lots of shirt dress patterns already. Now this is a really beautiful shirt dress with a different detail in it because it's got a sheared panel at the back, and I really liked that idea. But I had had a bit of a word with myself previously and thought, right, no, stop buying patterns. But when I got to the show, obviously I got swept up in it and I did buy it. But I'm really glad that I have, because I would like to have a go at making this. Now, one of the things it has got a little bit of gathering around the waist, but it's flat right at the very front and just gathered from the side round here. So I'm thinking I'm going to be okay with this dress, but we'll see. So yeah, so I'm very excited about making that. And you can also make this up in a top version as well, which Helen, who I was with, was very excited about making, and I think she actually bought it as well, but with the idea of making just the top, and I probably would make the dress because I don't think I would make the top. It's funny, isn't it? We've all just got different tastes. So that was the extent of all my pattern purchases. Onto fabric. Okay, I'm still trying to do this as fast as I can, and I'm so sorry if I'm going a bit too fast. But the very lovely Atelier Brunette? No, I think I've got that wrong. No, it's not. It's Lady McElroy. Right, Lady McElroy was there, and I don't tend to go for fabric because it's got a name or because it's a particular brand. I just don't do that. If I like a fabric, I'll get a fabric, and I couldn't care less if it was £2 a metre. I was going to say, or £20 a metre. Obviously, if it's £20 a metre, then I'm a little bit more cautious about things and do I really want it? But I saw this fabric and I just fell in love with the colours. It is dark, and I really like the idea of having something bright and beautiful and all that kind of thing. And it is quite dark, but I just love the colouring of it. So I think these have got names and I don't know what they are because I'm that rubbish. But anyway, this is the fabric that I bought. It's this, I'm going to stand up and hopefully you'll be able to see it. It's this beautiful sort of jungle scene with, it's got these elephants, it's got parrots, it's got all the sort of foliage and things in it on this gorgeous, gorgeous navy background and deep green, little highlights of yellow flowers on it. I just absolutely love it. I thought it was really beautiful. I love the colours. I don't know what I'm going to make with it, and I know that's probably, people might think that that's a little bit irresponsible to just buy fabric willy-nilly, but I know I will use it. Oh, I've just noticed there's a little frog on it as well. Hadn't seen that before. So yes, I really love this. I've got this in their viscose linen range. They had it in a couple of different, or two different ranges. I can't remember what the other one was. I want to say the other one was more cottony, and I felt this had more drape to it. So that's what I've gone for, and I absolutely love it. I think I might make a shirt dress in it, and I might even make that viola dress. We'll see. I really want this fabric to shine. So yeah, I'm going to have a real think about that, because obviously it's not the cheapest of fabrics, but it is absolutely beautiful. Now later in the day, I did go back to them and I did buy some more fabric from them, but I've actually ordered it online because I've ordered it to be delivered because they didn't have it in stock at the time. And Adele, who is Sofa Serenity, was wearing an beautiful, beautiful Seasons of East pattern in one of the Lady McElroy fabrics, and I think it's called Dip in the Lake. I kept saying Ladies in the Lake, but I think it's Dip in the Lake, and they did have it in a different colourway, but what she was wearing was just absolutely stunning. And again, I'm going to put a picture of on the screen. Hopefully she won't mind. Sorry Adele if you do. I'll message you first and ask if it's okay. But she had this beautiful dress on, and all day I was going, I really like that dress. I really like that dress. I really think I want to make that dress. I really want the fabric. Now I didn't end up buying the pattern, and I was a bit sort of on the fence, do I, don't I? But then I went back to Lady McElroy and I said, I'd really like that fabric, but I can't find it. And they said, we'll honour it for you. We'll honour the show prices and we'll do free postage. And I ordered some. So that was really great and really lovely of them for me to do that. Now, what I'm going to make with that, I think I'm going to make the Sew Over It Giselle dress, because I really like that. I haven't made it again since, and I think that will really make the fabric shine. You'll be able to see all the details in it, so that'll be really great. But funny story with that, I did go to Lady McElroy, didn't speak to anybody, walked around it thinking, can't see the fabric, and then someone said, oh no, it's not Lady McElroy, it's Fabric Godmother. So I went to Fabric Godmother and then asked somebody and said, no, I spoke to Michelle and she went, it's not Fabric Godmother, it's not Fabric Godmother, it's Lady McElroy. And I was like, oh no, I've asked someone for it now. So they're probably like that, get out, go on, go. So yes, so I bought that and I have some other fabric on the way. Now, on to Roy's fabric. Sorry, I think my camera's shaking a little bit. My dog's just walked past and nudged the tripod, sorry. Roy's fabric is not an online shop. I've only ever seen them when I've gone to these shows, and they have fabric which is reasonably priced, I would say. I don't think it's really cheap, but it is reasonably priced, but they have a huge variety. And as I was looking, I mean, I'm so influenced by people, it's unbelievable. I had on a Stasia dress, and one of the ladies that obviously works in Roy's came over and said, any of these fabrics here would be perfect for the dress that you've got on for a winter version. And I went, oh yeah, right, yeah, I'll get one. What I like, honestly. But I am quite pleased with what I bought, and I think this will be a beautiful, beautiful dress. So it's a much heavier weight than the Stasias that I've made before, because I've made them in a modal jersey and a viscose jersey, which are great for the summer. But I've bought this fabric, which is a, I don't know what it is. It's definitely got polyester in it. It's not natural at all, but it is really viscosy. You know, it's nice and drapey. It's thicker, but it's not sweatshirty or anything like that. But look at those colours. Isn't that fantastic? I really, really love that. And I just think that in that Stasia would be really lovely and just right up my street. I think that will really suit me. I love the background colours and then the bright, bright colours in it. And I think I'd have to put one of those Life is Colourful labels in it, wouldn't I? But yeah, I just love that, and I think that'll be a really nice piece to have in the autumn going into the winter. So I'm hoping I'll make that up soon. Couldn't remember how much fabric I needed for the Stasia, so I did buy 3 meters of it. I might even have enough left to be able to make a little sort of bat-winged jumper. I was thinking maybe the Naya or something like that from Tammy Handmade. But yeah, we'll see. So yes, I'm really pleased with that. I'm attempting to try and fold things up, but I'm just going to dump that down there. So I bought 2 other fabrics from Roy's, and these are not viscoses. I don't know what they are. Please don't ask me what they are, because I have no idea. Somebody might be able to tell me. I did ask Roy, but it was very loud in there, and sometimes I struggled to hear, and I couldn't hear what he said. But I bought 1.5 meters of this fabric. This is a bit different for me. I wouldn't normally buy something which is sort of got a brownie kind of colour in it, but black and brownie. But I thought that that would make a really smart blouse or shirt. So I just bought 1.5 meters of it. I'm thinking maybe, talking about a lot of sew over it patterns, but I'm thinking of maybe the sew over it ultimate shirt. I've never made it before. It was quite inexpensive, so I don't think I'd make a toile of it. I think I would just go for it in this fabric, and hopefully it would fit okay. But yeah, I think that would make a really nice shirt or blouse for work, or then maybe even something that I could wear with jeans, a bit like I have done today with this Wilder top. So yeah, I quite like that. And the exact same type of fabric, but different. I bought 3 meters of this. Again, not quite sure what I'm going to make with it, but it will be a dress of some sort. Oh no, I didn't buy 3 meters, bought 2 meters of this. Really beautiful green colour. I don't know if that's too summery for now. But I was wondering maybe about sew over it Giselle dress again. Again, sew over it. What is it with me and sew over it at the moment? I'm obviously a little bit obsessed. But yeah, so really lovely drapey fabric, very lightweight. Again, it's not natural. I definitely think it's got some sort of polyester in it, but it feels really nice and it feels really floaty. And Roy did, one thing I did hear him say, didn't miss this, he went, don't need to iron it. And I went, oh, I'm buying some then. So yeah, so I'm quite looking forward to using that. It's actually very similar to a fabric that I bought when I was away with Cara in Goldhawk Road, but the fabric that I bought had lots more yellow in it. But yeah, it is very similar to that. So yeah, we'll see, but not sure yet. Now, Roy did also have some fabric which I really liked. I did copycat Sarah from Sew Sarah Style. She bought this gorgeous sort of beautiful fabric that was for a thicker garment, and I said, oh, I really like it. I think I want to copy you. And she was like, oh, just do it, it's fine. But Roy didn't have enough, and then I found it on another store. Now, I can't remember what the store was called, but what I will say is when I emptied the bag a moment ago, there were 2 of these in there. 2 Typhoon tea bags. So I don't know if anybody knows who was doing that at the show and putting that in, because I would like to credit them for, you know, selling the fabric. So I don't know who it was. I'm really sorry. The bag didn't have anything on it, and I don't think I've even got a receipt, because I think most of the places they were saying, do you want a receipt? And I was going, well, I can't bring it back, so no, don't worry about it. Anyway, I bought this really beautiful, I want to say it's like a boucle type fabric, but it's not a wool. It's stretchy and warm and snuggly and cozy, and it is a colour which I wouldn't normally go for. It's this muted kind of, what would we call this? It's not even moss green, is it? I don't know, not quite sure what colour I'd call that. But I was buying this with the idea of making some sort of overgarment, obviously not waterproof or anything, but maybe something like the Tilly and the Buttons new, oh, the name's gone from me. What did I say it was called? Connie? No, that's not right. Cody? No. Sunny. Don't know where I got Connie and Cody from, but maybe something like that. I don't know. Maybe just a shirt, but then sort of top stitching it all down so it looks a bit more jackety rather than, yeah, I don't know. If you've got any suggestions, let me know, but I only bought 1.5 meters of it. But it is quite wide, so I've got a fair amount to play with, but I like the idea of some sort of overgarment, which is like really cash, something that I could just put over with a t-shirt, and, you know, something that's just on the back of my door when I'm popping out, going to the shops and a bit nippy outside, I can just put it on. That's the kind of idea that I'm going with. So if any of you have got any ideas for that, do let me know. So that was everything that I bought from Roy's. I promise there's literally 2 more fabrics left, and that is it. So I went to Rainbow Fabrics. Now, I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit disappointed when I went to Rainbow Fabrics, because I think their main focus this year at the show was their remnant bins. And I don't really like scurrying around in remnant bins. I don't know, I'm just not that keen on it. So I kind of dismissed it a little bit. But at one point I walked past, they did have rolls of stuff. At one point I walked past and I saw a roll of this viscose crepe fabric. And I do feel like I'm kind of being drawn into green an awful lot more recently, but I saw this and I really liked it, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get some. And it was, I think it was about £7 or £8 a metre, and I bought 3 meters of it. I really like it. I just thought, I like the geometric style, I like the colour, it's very me, I think. And I was a bit worried it might be a bit worky, but yeah, not sure what I'm going to make with it yet. Again, maybe a shirt dress of some sort. Any suggestions would be very gladly received. So yeah, so I bought that. Now I did also see, while I was there, another fabric which I had seen on Instagram before. I think Brogan from the Crafty Pie, who was a previous contestant from Sewing Bee, has made like a 2-piece saguaro set or something out of this fabric, and I saw it at the show and I thought, oh, I really like it, but do you know what, I don't need it, and I'm not going to buy it. But then I looked down and it was right on top of one of the remnant bins at the Rainbow Fabrics, and I just thought, oh, I'm going to get it, and it was only £4 a metre. So there was 3 meters of this, and I just really like it. I love the geometric. It's not white and black, it's like an off-white or a creamy white and black. I really, really like it. I want to be really boring and say I might make another shirt dress out of this, but I don't know. I really liked it as the trousers that she made, so maybe I might just go wild and make myself a really big, loud pair of trousers. We'll see, but it's probably something for the summer next year, but I liked it. And it was in the remnant bin, and I wasn't going to let go by without picking it up, so I did. So that is all of my purchases from the weekend. And like I said before, I did feel a little bit sort of in the evening afterwards. I was looking at it all and I thought, oh my gosh, what have I done? But you know, I don't go to these events very often. I had a really great time. I treated myself. I work hard. Do you know what? It's fine. I'm going to try not to feel guilty about it, but I'm not going to buy any more fabric for a while. So I'm actually recording this on Monday, so I'm being very naughty, aren't I? My very first Friday sews, and I'm not even recording it on a Friday. I don't know if that's the done thing or not really, but I am actually currently, when this video is out, probably on my way up to Shrewsbury because I'm going up with Helen again from Stitch Rip Repeat, and we're going up and spending the weekend with the Northern Soul Sisters, or as you might know them separately, Ruan, Yorkshire Sew Girl, Tamlin Sewn on the Time, and Rachel from Stitched Up. So we're going to go up and have a weekend of just sewing, chilling, having fun together basically. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I wanted to show you one thing that I'm going to be taking with me because I haven't spoken about this before. But I purchased something for myself a few months ago, and I'm so delighted with it and so excited about it, and this weekend is the first weekend that I'm going to be able to use it. But this is a multi-zip pouch from the wonderful Adam, who is Adam Sews on YouTube and Instagram, and he also has a shop where he sells things like these. Oh my gosh, how just exquisitely beautiful is this? I am so happy with it. So inside, I mean, it's got rainbow zip, which I just love. I love the colours of all the fabrics that he's used. And then inside there are 3 zips with, again, obviously space to put various bits and pieces. So I'll be putting all of my sewing tools and things that I need for when I go away. But it's almost like he knew who I was, because inside the fabric is teacups and rainbows. I mean, he couldn't have got it more perfect if he tried. I absolutely love it. I cannot recommend this enough. I'm so looking forward to using it this weekend. It is beautifully sewn. It really is. I had a thought before buying it. I thought, oh, I could make myself something. I'm not really into sewing anything but clothes. It just doesn't interest me. And then I thought, do you know what? No, I'm going to treat myself. And I bought this, and I cannot tell you how wonderful it is. It's absolutely beautiful. It's beautifully made. And I'm so happy with it. So that's what I'll be taking with me on the weekend, and hopefully we'll be sharing some sort of video with you at some point, telling you all about a weekend as well, or I'll tell you about it on next Friday Sews. Who knows? Right, I have no idea what time I've spent doing that. I can't see a time on my camera, so let's see. And if it is over 20 minutes, I'm really sorry, but I've tried to do this in one take, so I don't think I can edit anything out. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you there. I will speak to you later. Hope you all have a good week and a good weekend, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.